Good morning, everybody. My name is Nate Morris, and I'd like to welcome you back to another video. Today, we're back at Wake County Speedway. The last couple times we've been here, we've walked away with some good finishes, but we have struggled to find speed. Today, we're hoping to find just a little bit of lap time to be even more competitive. We started off early practice about the same speed that we've been the past couple times we've been here. We were about, I'd say 2.5, maybe 3/10 off of the fast cars. So I was wanting to use that opportunity to try to tune on the car and find the speed that we've been missing. Unfortunately, I completely misread what I needed the race car to do, and so we spent a handful of hours adjusting in the complete wrong direction. The more practice laps we ran, the slower we seemed to get, so we just kept adjusting on the car a little bit. Eventually, we thought our practice tires were just starting to wear out, so we put on our race tires, and we completely fell off the map. It was probably some of the worst lap times I've ever run at Wake County Speedway, so we knew we had a problem. We decided that we needed to completely reset, and so we put the car back to the way it rolled off the trailer, and when we rolled out for hot laps, we were right back to where we started the day, which turned out to be pretty good as we were fourth. So it appears that I kind of overreacted to how drastic we needed to improve. The leader ran a great lap time. He was out there on his own, but I was about half a tenth to a tenth off of second and third, so I felt like we were in a really good spot. Going into qualifying, if I can just do my job, hit my marks, run some good solid laps, I think we can 100% start in the top 5 tonight. I've just got to go out and make it happen. So, thank y'all for clicking on today's video. I hope y'all enjoy it, and let's get into it. Well, there's definitely some good and bad to take away from that qualifying session. On the bright side, my first lap was pretty strong for a first lap, and if I had improved on that pretty much at all in my second lap, we would have had a shot to start in the top 3. But unfortunately, I had a good-sized bobble going into turns 1 and 2, just trying to get a little too much, and cost us a lot of time, so we're starting 6th tonight. This is the 3rd week in a row that we've started 6th at Wake County Speedway, so I should have it dialed in pretty well how to get a good start from here. Hopefully in the race I can find a hole on the bottom pretty quickly, get down, and just start working my way forward. I think we've got a shot at getting a really good finish tonight. I've just got to go out and do my job. This has been a crazy race so far. It's been a lot of cautions. We had 2 red flags, including one that was on the first lap. Unfortunately, the race has been going on so long that the battery in my camera actually died and unfortunately was not able to capture the last couple of restarts. On top of that, my mom, who gets that great grandstand footage that y'all see every week, was not able to be at the racetrack tonight, so we don't have any footage from that perspective either. Thankfully, we do have some footage from Wake County Speedway TV here, so I'll put that in and basically tell y'all how the rest of the race went down. Basically, up to this point, I had been able to do a great job of moving from 6th to 4th. We definitely got lucky with a couple of cautions. The cars behind me were getting a little bit rowdy, and I nearly got spun out one time, and a caution saved me and gave me my position back. But for the most part, I was able to run pretty solidly in the 4th position. We had so many cautions that they ended up going to single file restarts because the field just kept wrecking so much. And that helped us have some cleaner restarts, and we were actually able to run a handful of laps here on this next restart. And the cars behind me, like I said, were getting pretty rowdy, so I nearly got spun out in turn 1 and 2 one time.
That spot as we watch the battle for the lead in turn 1.
Joel Smith looking to see if he can find that groove as Nate Morris gets way wide in turn number 2. He gathers it back up. Nate Morris, that's the second time that we've seen get way loose getting into the corners.
I thought Nate Morris was going around there. That's the save of the night, maybe. Maybe the save of the year. Down the back straight away.
And we just had an incredible battle for a handful of laps between me and 3 other race cars. I lost one position, slipped back to 5th place before a caution came out. And then on what turned out to be the final restart of the race, the car in 4th place got a little bit desperate, tried to shove it into a gap going into turn 1 that really wasn't wide enough for a car. Ended up taking out 3rd place and as a result took himself out too. And due to the time limit having been reached, the race was over, and I was gifted 3rd place, which was incredible. I did not expect to finish 3rd tonight, especially after how early practice went, but we were able to reset before the race, and while we may not have been setting track records tonight, we were definitely able to do a good job of being there when it mattered, and we got a little bit of luck. So I'm super happy with a 3rd place finish tonight. I think if we can just get a couple more things dialed in on this car, we'll be very competitive here at Wake County. So I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.